Welcome to another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show, being brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music. And a special thank you to Mr. Stephen Brady, who supplies our artists each and every week. And we've got a special guest right here this evening. We're going to find a little bit more about him. We'll talk about his music, his musical journey. And he's actually streaming live right now at a festival where he's going to be playing just a little bit later on. So we'll find a little bit more about that. Our guest, and so we're super excited to have him. His name is Drew Blundell, and we can't wait to meet him and find a little bit more about him. So what do you say? Let's go live now and meet our special guest, Mr. Drew Blundell. And here he is right now. How you doing, Drew?
Good, mate. How are you? Nice to meet you. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's a little bit cold and rainy here out at the festival, but that's not dampening the spirits here. Everyone's keen and ready to get going. So
tell us about the festival. Tell us how it got started. And I mean, if someone's going to go there for the first time, what can they expect?
look, this is only a relatively new festival in the country music scene here in Australia. And there's a lot of dead space where other festivals have died, and these guys have really invested a lot of time and a lot of money with a lot of great sponsors to bring a lot of great artists together. They've got a great stage and PA set up, and it's a huge brand new undercover area, so the rain's not going to bother us. Daryl Marr, he works tirelessly to get the Casino Cow Country Music Muster up and running, and we've got good numbers already for the first year, and I think it's only going to get bigger and bigger. So
Awesome. How did you get invited to the big show?
well, that was I was a last minute entry. Actually, I was going to come up with a cousin of mine, a famous cousin, Owen Blundell. He's been in country music for 45 years and has about 25 albums out. And he's just having a few problems, family issues, and he pulled out and recommended me to fill his spot. And then I received a phone call from the organisers once they heard me sing, and they wanted to book me straight away. So that's how I got my foot in the door here.
Awesome. I had the opportunity to check out your music. You've got a very interesting tone and a very interesting style with your music. You get kind of like tell our listeners a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I guess because I come from such a diverse background in music, I started, on drums at 3 years old and went to guitar at 6, and then I dabbled in, bass and keyboard, mandolin, ukulele, banjo, and in high school, I went from country that I was playing guitar at 9 years old in my dad's country band to then heavy metal in high school. And, even heavier, then went to a bit of death metal. And then we got out of that because we realized it wasn't a big thing for us. And we went back to the pub rock side of things. And now country music has always just kept drawing me back in. And so I guess my style now is, country inspired vocals. And there's a lot of influences from a lot of different places. And it gives a pretty unique sound, I think.
Well, yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I would agree with you too. I think country music is really growing. You got Beyonce now joining, and you got some other pop artist stars are actually making a transition over to country music. What are your thoughts about that?
Look, more power to them, I say. It's not my style of country music, that's for sure. But that is the thing with music. We're all different. Music's not a competition, I suppose. It's not who's better than who. It's everybody's does things differently, and we're all artists in our own right, I suppose. So it's hard to make a harsh judgment on that, but I know people have. I've been reading the comments online, but yeah, it's a hard one.
Yeah, I would understand. I mean, I agree with you too. I mean, when you think of the name Beyonce, you automatically think of pop music, right? And it's kind of hard to consider her being country now. Her new song, Texas Hold'em, is a pretty hot song right now. But nevertheless, though, I think I would agree with you. Now, getting back to you, though. So talk to me about your music, your new song that just came out, and how did that all come about for you?
All right. Well, so that song, it was originally penned by a mate of mine who's a prolific songwriter, Jet Jones, and it was actually written as a female upbeat country song. And I pulled it to pieces and chopped it all up and wrote my own music for it and turned it into what it is now. And it's probably a little bit darker than I expected it to be, but it's actually been signed to a movie to be coming out in 2025, an Aussie film called In a Lifetime. It's an Indigenous film about a Aboriginal jockey who rode in the Melbourne Cup, and then they wouldn't let him walk in the parade after he won because he was Aboriginal. And there's two other songs off the same album that have gone to, well, there's another song on that movie, and then there's one due to come out this year, which is called Out There. It's a Japanese film. It's getting featured on the opening night of Cannes Film Festival in France and then going to Netflix. So hopefully, we might get my voice out there in the world. Who knows?
Any plans to come into the States?
At the moment, no, because I'm currently booked solid until May next year.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, by the time I get to May next year, I'll probably be booked to, the end of the year next year. It's just, I definitely love to get to the States, but it's hard to walk away from fans and venues that want me here to go to an unknown. I guess that's the hard thing.
How did your musical journey start for you?
Well, yeah, so very young, I got to watch all of my cousins. I got a lot of famous cousins in the Blundell name in the country music scene, and just growing up around all of them, watching them perform and play at festivals and pubs and clubs, and even at home around the fire. And all I've ever wanted to do, I think, was play music. But I tried for a lot of years to just get a normal job. Nothing seemed to fill the hole in my chest, and until I hit 30 and decided to do music more seriously, and then I realized what I should have been doing 20 years earlier.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And so what does your songwriting look like? So when you put together music, how does that look like for you?
Well, usually we just jam out with me and a couple of my mates. So Scott Martin is a good mate of mine and also a songwriter, and he writes a lot of songs that we put together, and Thomas Lawson as well. We all got together and we play around with chord progressions and melodies, and once we find one that seems to fit, then we'll look at an idea to write the words, and it can start with 3 or 4 words, and that 3 or 4 words turns into a whole song, and then we just play it over and over and over and over, and it changes, and it morphs into something that it wasn't when it started, and we ended up with a completely different song to when we first started, and it's, yeah.
What makes you love music so much?
Look, I think it's the way, it's not how it sounds, or it's just the way it makes me feel. I think it enables me to get stuff out of my body, expressions, feelings, emotions that normally I probably wouldn't be able to expel in a normal way.
When people come to your shows, what can they expect?
You can expect a lot of good music, laughs. There's always jokes. We're never that serious. We're always joking around, and we laugh with the crowd. And if someone wants to get up and have a sing, I'll usually let them get up and do a song. If they're no good, they don't do a second song, but that's how it is.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, maybe one of these days when we come down and see you, maybe we'll get on stage. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna do a little karaoke for you.
Yeah, why not? Let's get it happening.
No, I'm only kidding. I cannot sing. If I sang, you would never talk to me again. You'd be like, okay, enough of that guy. So, I know you're getting ready, as you mentioned at the top of the show here, you're getting ready for a really big concert tonight. How do you prepare yourself before you go on stage? Do you have any like special rituals that you do?
No, you know what? I'm so comfortable being on stage. I actually feel anxious when I'm not on stage, and I feel anxious until I get on stage. And as soon as I walk on stage, it's like someone flips the switch, and it's just no problem.
Wow. So I know, like on our show, we have songwriters that listen to us. We have artists. We just have a very diverse crowd that actually listens to the Music Dreams USA Radio Hour Spotlight Show. What advice would you give them as it relates to the music industry?
Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Just get out there and just do it. Um, you can't do anything in life unless you give it 100%. Quit your day job and go be a musician if that's what you want to do.
What obstacles do you think they would occur?
Oh, they'll find heaps of obstacles. There'll be people that tell you that it's not going to work, and there'll be hard times, there'll be feast, there'll be famine. Um, but if it's really what you want to do, none of that really matters. It's
I'd
about
agree
where
with
you're
you.
heading.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You know, follow your dreams and so on and so forth. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Now, when you're not in the music industry, what do you like to do off the scene?
Oh, geez. When I do get time, I like to get on my Harley and I take off on the bike for a few days and I just disappear and turn my mobile phone off so no one can call me and I'll just head out bush and camp in the bush and just really take a factory reset away from everything.
Wow, that's awesome. And is there anything you'd like to share with our audience this evening?
Let me think. Well, look, there will be a little sneak peek, not right now, but I'm going to release a couple more songs off the album very soon. So keep an eye out for those. They will be out hopefully in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And there's also a few new songs and another album coming hopefully before the end of the year, but we'll just have to see how that goes.
How can our audience get in contact with you? How can they download your music?
Yeah, best place to get in contact with me is actually on Facebook and just under Drew Blundell Music. Everyone's welcome there to jump on and have a look around. And if you want anything, you can send me a message. I run my page, so no one else will answer the message. It'll be me who answers you, and you'll be able to have a chat and see where I am, what I'm doing.
Awesome. Well, I know that you're actually, as we mentioned, you're getting ready to do a big show. So as we close down our interview here this evening, on behalf of Blue Shamrock Music and Music Dreams USA Radio Worldwide, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck tonight in your show and your musical journey. And I can't wait to interview you again. But in the meantime, I definitely thank you so much for taking time out to interview with us, especially during this time you're going through right now.
You're very welcome, and thanks to you guys, and thanks to Blue Shamrock as well for getting me on here. And hopefully, we'll see you again real soon. Maybe here in Australia. Who knows?
I'm going to get down there. I promise you. We are going to get down there. And one of the things, before I let you go, this is a dream that we have. We interview different artists every week with Blue Shamrock. One of the things we'd love to do is get all those artists together and do one big festival and have our station get down there and do live streaming interviews before and during and after the event and have it live worldwide.
Yeah, well, you let me know because I got the stage guys here, good friends of mine, C&M Music Productions out of Bow Desert. They'll do sound, lighting, staging, all that stuff. We've got great venues all over here, so if you need a hand, you just let me know and we'll get it sorted.
Absolutely. Well, my friend, thank you so much for your time this evening. You take care of yourself. Have a great show. And thank you so much.
Likewise, mate, and hope to speak to you real soon.
Yes, sir. Take care. Have a wonderful night.
Bye, guys.